Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about these Caliart alcohol-based markers that I bought off of Amazon. For a while now, I've been looking for markers that come in bulk through Amazon. Usually like these Winsor Newton markers, you buy them separately, or like the Prismacolor ones. Obviously there's Copex out there because that's a more well-known brand, but very expensive. But I just use them just to draw, to sketch, to make my drawings. Sometimes there's people out there who ask me if I can draw them something, but I don't want to invest a lot of money in it. So I heard that there was a lot of alcohol-based markers through Amazon, and I saw a lot of reviews out there on like Ohuhu, or like I think there was another one called like Touch New. But when I looked up on Amazon to search them up so I can like purchase them, I kind of wasn't very interested in their color selection, because my art consists of like anime or manga, and I need a lot of skin tones, and they didn't have much to work with, and I didn't want to go purchase like another set of alcohol-based markers for only skin tones. Then I came across through Caliart, which had a couple more than what I've seen for Ohuhu or Touch New. But when I tried to see if there were legit, like very good markers, there wasn't many reviews on them. There were a couple of them through Amazon, but none that like I would say like they convinced me well enough for me to be like, alright, these are for me. Even on YouTube, I've searched videos, and at the time I think there were like 2 or 3, but I ended up getting them anyways, because I was like, well, I'd rather get these and try them out for myself than buy Touch New or Ohuhu markers, and I'm gonna end up purchasing another set of markers just for the skin tones. I ended up buying, I think it was a set of 100 markers for something between $40 to $50. They have very good color selection. I can't say I wish they had a bit more pinks and reds and orange and yellows. They have a ton of blues and greens. They have a very good gray tone selection. A lot of warm tones. They have I want to say like 10, 7 around there skin tones, but they're all around like pink undertones. This is why I ended up buying the Winsor Newton markers, just because I saw them on sale on Hobby Lobby for like $1.50, and they're just all yellow tones, because those are the only ones I was missing. So I didn't have to go buy another whole set of skin tones. I just needed to go get yellow tones because I already had pink tones, because this is what Caliart came with. So here are all the colors. As you, like I was saying, they're usually all like pink tones besides 2 yellow tones, but they're all pink undertones. And then you have the warmer tones, the shadows, right? And then you have a lot of really good gray tones. The black. This one right here, I just did it just so I can show off the colorless blender. I don't know how you guys use it, but I use it like when I make a mistake, or I wrote on a place that I did not want that marker to be on. I use colorless blender just to move the ink around. And I was just showing that off right here with the black. This Caliart marker comes with a fine tip and a broad nib. It doesn't come with a brush. A lot of people prefer a brush, but I mean, the Winsor Newton ones that I'm using right now with the Caliart, they have brush nib. But I think I've gotten so used to the Caliart markers that sometimes I wish that the Winsor Newtons came with a broad nib and just a fine tip. But I mean, they're really well. Just, the thing that sucks is that there's no in between. If you're trying to shade something, you either have to draw really thinly with the broad, or use the fine tip a lot to shade a spot. And then we have a ton of blues, and then you have like, I guess, a couple purples, a ton of greens, I like how there you can like it easily, like it gradually changes into colors. So you have like a good option of when to, like, if you're trying to fade or you're trying to do anything else. Like I said, I wish there was more pink and red and orange and yellow, because there's not much of that. I've drawn a couple pieces with these markers. I like how they've come out. I like how I have a lot of colors to work with. Right here, this is not the black, if you think this is the black. The black, this is a dark gray and this is a lighter gray. I just did this because I was in a rush and I was like kind of getting frustrated because I've had this like on the side for a very long time, and I was just wanting to get done with it, and all I was missing was his hair, but I kept procrastinating, and at the end I just like just try to get done with it. So that's why it looks like this. But they're really nice. And then besides like being able to, if they blend or not, I mean, they blend. It takes effort, to be honest. It takes effort. Like right here with Vegeta, this picture is around everywhere, and I found it, and I just wanted to have it on paper because I just like how it looks like. But I attempted to blend with 3 different colors. These yellow marks, they're color pencil, but the background, they're the markers, and it took a while to blend. I used quite a lot of ink to get these to blend. If you can tell, like all this marker here. If these markers were really expensive, it would like cost me a lot to like not want to try to get them to blend, because of the fact that I used a lot of ink to get this to blend. But I mean, it was $40 for 100 markers. Like, I could easily get a whole nother set if I wanted to. But if you're trying to work on one area, or if you're trying to really hard to blend something, then yeah, the markers you're gonna end up using quite a lot of ink. But other than that, like, everything else works really well. Usually this is sketching paper, like, I guess you can say good quality sketching paper. That's what the notebook I'm using, or this paper came from, says. So this is why you can see some bleeding. The only part that transferred to another page was where I blended. All this other part, it didn't bleed to another page, although it looks like it did bleed a lot. It didn't. It just the part where I blended it transferred to another page. But obviously when it comes to markers, you'll kind of want to work with a better quality paper to save ink. Like, this is the notebook paper I was using to draw these. Like, I got this paper from Hobby Lobby. It's from Kansen, comic manga paper, and it was like this is a notebook pack of like 20 pages, and it was like $15-16. But I ended up drawing Sasuke, and I used the black Caliart marker, and as you can tell, there's no transfer besides this part, but that's because I kept going over that. But other than that, there's no transfer. So I think it just depends on the type of paper, the quality of paper that you're using. And this was like, I think this is really good paper. It's pretty thick. Kind of feels like cardstock. But I would recommend these markers to anybody who's on a budget, or you want to try alcohol-based markers for the first time, and you're really interested in using skin tones or anything like that, or you just want a really good color selection. Because sometimes when you're trying to buy markers off of Amazon, you kind of don't know what the colors are available for you. I think there's some that sell them in sets and you don't know what colors you're gonna get, but these actually tell you the colors you're gonna get. But obviously, like every other marker, the colors on the top doesn't really represent the colors that actually show when you use them. When I had another list before this one where I had them labeled by the number on the top and on the name that has on the barcode right here, over time these numbers kind of fade off. This is why I had labeled them down, color code them with the name and the number, because just in case these fade off, because I already have some that's been fading off already. Like right here on this one, the R is like disappearing. But it also has the black here for the fine tip, and then you have the just right here for the white to make it easier, to make it quicker to know which one is what. So you won't have to keep looking when you want to use one or the other. Let me show you guys real quick what the fine tip and the broad nib look like. This right here is the fine tip. You can obviously tell it's really tiny, really thin, and small. This one is the broader tip. Like I was saying, it's really thin and really broad, so there's nothing in between. But I mean, other than that, it works really well. I've had this for a couple weeks and I've literally used them like every day, and they work really well. These markers didn't come in this pink bag. These markers came in a black bag. The bag felt really cheap. It was really flimsy. It was basically garbage because you can't color code them in there. You couldn't do anything with them. Like every time I try to color code them, it was basically a waste of time, because every time you take a marker out, all the colors will fall down, and then you're basically searching everywhere for the markers that you want. And then especially like if you color code them and you're trying to find the number for the marker, it just makes it harder. And then the zipper ended up ripping off of my bag, so like the markers were literally going everywhere. And I ended up buying this also off of Amazon, but I'm gonna put another video talking about this bag and what it can do and everything. But I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.